There's 75 rules of things that need to be in place to get to $125 million of revenue. That's what that chart's illustrating, the break points. And you need 3 to 5 of them in place as you go along because you're building a solid, sturdy foundation. And see, the rules are never gonna change. They're as certain as gravity, but what might change is you might be paying $110,000 an employee, you might be paying $80,000 an employee, and you might be offshore paying $4,000 an employee. So your business needs to understand your business to the rules versus asking me to tell you without having any knowledge and information what your business should do. Does that make sense? So all day long for 2 days, you're just curating against rules. And then all of a sudden your eyeballs get huge and you're like, wow, that makes sense to me. I never even knew that was a rule. But the rules are gonna be a little different for all of you because businesses are unique and they're different and they do different things and they have different revenue per employee. But let me tell you something. We've brought businesses in that were doing $100,000 of revenue per employee where the owner wasn't making any money, doing 2 or 3 million, and then boom, we've taken them to 7 million at $700,000 of revenue per employee. And the owner's making $1.5 million because he learned the rules. All you need to do is learn the rules. And then when you have instantaneous success with the rules, you're like, wow, how much more is out there? Well, there's 75 rules of things that need to be in place to get to $125 million of revenue. That's what that chart's illustrating, the break points. And you need 3 to 5 of them in place as you go along because you're building a solid, sturdy foundation. And the good news is, if you come in to the 10X 360 and you've built your building on a thin pad of concrete, and you put a story on it, and you put another story, and you're like, you know, things are starting to settle, I'm starting to get insecure, I'm starting to make less money, I'm starting to have people problems, I'm starting to have a little internal panic and fortitude, before you're like, I'm just giving up on all of it, I'm gonna go back home and get a job. I want you, because I can show you, look, all we need to do, your concrete was not thick enough to support the size business, so we're just gonna put some footing in right here. We're just gonna put some footings like this, and what we're gonna do here is we're gonna put a steel beam like this, and we're gonna come across here, and now we're gonna take your business to 100 million. You just need to engineer around the chaos you've already created. Some of you need to tear it down because you built it on quicksand. That's why I always say legal, moral, ethical, and compliant. If you're violating those 4 things, it's eventually gonna find you. Do you understand that? We've had some business owners come and they lay it all out and they're 30 million in revenue. We're like, you need to shut your business down tomorrow. You're one phone call away from the FTC putting you in jail. And we have people, I didn't even know. They shut their business down. 24 months later, they're 30 million again doing something that's legal, moral, ethical, and compliant. So you don't know what you don't know until you figure it out. Now, what is the formula for building a business? Because for all of you to get to different sizes, you have to know the formula. And once you understand the rules and you understand the formulas for success, it is unbelievable how fast things can happen in your business. When I met Mark, they were in breakpoint 1. They were 3 million in size. And you guys tell everybody what you guys do.
Our business is to protect your wealth utilizing gold and silver.
So people buy gold and silver from you guys.
Correct.
So you guys were 3 million, you're struggling with building your business. You see those break points, you had to go back and fix some things. Then you had a little bit of success. You ranked yourself like this guy, you're perfect. And then you realize, wait a minute, I'm only 3 million. How can I be perfect if I'm only 3 million? Why am I not 300 million if I'm perfect? It's a logical question, would you agree? So talk about that was 3 years ago.
So the business was doing great. I mean, we started brand new, and then I was at the Grant Cardone headquarters, and I see Brandon talking to Elena, so I snuck into the room and I wanted to talk to him. And people were pitching me the 360. That's how I was thinking, pitch, right? So I went to him and I was like, money buys everything. I was like, I want to skip that. I just want to go to the platform. I'll pay you the money, put me in the platform. He looked at me, he's kind of like that smirky smile, and then and he just walked away. I was like, I got him. Sure thing that the money is gonna get him. 10 seconds later, he came in, he was like, I'm gonna be your mentor. And look, we don't do things like that in here. You gotta start with a 360, and then we're gonna tell you everything that you don't know. We're gonna help you out.
And then we started doing everything together. And then now all of a sudden the business starts growing. I think we were like 8 to 10 million, then it went to 15 million. And then all of a sudden you had some issues.
We went from 3 to 12, yeah, to 28 to 60, and now 140.
But you stole my, yeah.